Good evening, and welcome to a very quick, and I mean quick, episode of Que-stead-Que. What you gonna do? I don't know, but something's gonna grow. Well, you guys, I came back, and I wasn't meaning to come back, but then when I watched my video from earlier, once again, y'all know my ADD, if that's what it is. Anyway, I sat there and I was getting ready to tell the CPAP story and totally forgot. I went on to another subject about Tito Jackson or something like that. So I didn't want to leave y'all hanging to tell y'all about what's going on and why I have to call them on Monday. But before I do that, as you know, I'm holding on to the phone because this is what happened to my tripod the night I was filming the lunar eclipse. It just broke and there's no way of fixing it. So this is going to be kept. I'm going to repurpose this, and I think I can use it for a tube cleaner. I'm sterilize it on tomorrow, and I think I'm going to use it to so that I can zip a towel through the tube, for my CPAP machine, because those tube cleaners cost a lot. In fact, I thought about taking, because I have two of these, I thought about taking this apart and using that. But I think that this will work just fine because it's telescoping and this isn't as far as it lets up. I just left it the way that it was when it broke. But I still have a few inches left on there, and that should at least get the towel that I'm washing the holes out with this. And if it doesn't work, then I'll go on and buy a hose thing. Okay, and then this, no sense even bothering, so it'll go in the garbage. So I think I'll go tomorrow because this must have been the week of breaking things for me. Because yesterday I went to the grocery store to get a few groceries, got out the car, decided to let my window up, and didn't realize my fishing rods were setting away coming from the back seat to the front, but they were in the middle. Well, one had sprung its way over and was out of the window. My favorite one too, my lightweight rod. The other rod is my sister, so thank God it wasn't hers, because her rod is an expensive rod, and I have one just like it. But anyway, the one that I use is my lightweight rod, because you can feel the pull of the fish when he bites. I'll be darned if that thing wasn't out the window. When I let up the window, I heard pop, and that was it, the end of my rod. So I'm going to Bass Pro on tomorrow, and I'm going to buy a new rod because this is fishing season for me. Plus, I wanted one a little longer to begin with. That was a 5.5 foot rod or either a 6 foot rod. I want either a 6.5 to 7 foot rod. I want something long that when I cast, I can get my bobber to go out a little further than what it's been going. It's fine with the canals, but in the big lakes, that I go to, I haven't been able to cast as far as I would like to cast. So I'm gonna go get a new rod tomorrow, and then I need to buy some new fishing line. I have 6 pound test on there now. I want 4 pound to 2 pound test because this time of the year is for the panfish, and I want that line to be able to go out, cast out as far as I can get it. Okay, also the blanket, before we get started with the CPAP story. The blanket, as you can see, I will be done with this on tonight. I had already said I'll be done by this weekend, and remember, I was making it half and half because I just could not get my measurements correct. Well, not only measurements, but I didn't know. I knew I had more of the dark yarn, the almandine, than I did of the variegated, which is called fuchsia. Fuchsia something. Fuchsia, I forgot. Wait, hold on. I can tell you. Hold on. Okay, this one is called almandine. Okay, almandine. So I was right about that color. This one is called, and I always save my labels. This one is called Fuchsia Wave. That's the name of it, Fuchsia Wave. Okay, so I knew that I had more of the almandine. I had 8 skeins of that, and then I only had 6 of the Fuchsia Wave total. And so I knew I would have more of the darker left, and it looks as if I'm gonna still have that skein left over. I might just make me a pair of footies with it, because I have the stuff, the anti-slip stuff that I can put at the bottom of the footies, and it's clear. So once I finish off the footies, then I can put that on there, and then I won't have to worry about slide. And they'll be nice and thick, and they'll match my blanket. Well, anyway, I ended up taking it down again because I was able to only get 26 rows with the fuchsia wave. And I knew that I could get more. I knew I could get 34 rows with the almondine, because remember, when I first attempted to make the blanket with just that color, that's all it gave me. So that let me know the numbers. I was like, okay, well then I can change this up. And so I counted it down. I get an inch per stitch as far as the width is concerned. Now it's going to be on it's going to come vertically. So the way you see it sitting on my lap right now is horizontally, but it's going to be used vertically. So as you can see, it's already wide enough for me, and I have wrapped up in it just to make sure. And I still have another 10 rows to go. I have another 4 rows to go with this, with the fuchsia wave, which is right here. And then I have another, and then I'm on my 4th row right now with the almondine, and then I'll have another 6 rows because I began it to use up extra yarn. I started it off with 6 rows at the beginning, and then I'm gonna end it with 6 rows. So, and then I have a little fuchsia wave left for the edging, and then whatever's left from that, these 2 rows right here will be used for the edging. So that will be enough, and so I won't even have to use that last skein there, and that's fine. So it means I get 6 skeins from the fuchsia wave and 7 skeins from the almondine, and the 8th skein will be used for footies. Okay, so that's it. So I will be done with this tonight because I only have 4. I have 10 rows to go, 4 of the fuchsia wave, the last 4, and then the last 6 of the almondine, and then I will do my border. And so on tomorrow, you will see the finished blanket. And I'm so glad. This thing is heavy, so it is a weighted blanket. And so I'll be using it starting October when it starts getting really cold. Usually that's the time we turn on our heat. But I won't need to because I will have this toasty blanket to keep me warm. I probably won't turn on the heat until December. And that's how I normally do it, to save on the electric bill. And because the Afghans keep me warm, and I've never liked the heat up high anyway. Okay, I'm rambling, so let's get on to the CPAP story. Okay, so I think I had told you guys about last week I got a message from, I call him the machine ghost. I got a message from the company that provided the machine, and then I downloaded the My Air app by ResMed. That's the name of the company that provided the CPAP. And when I got the message, it said, you need to call your clinician. You are having too many events per night. And that night I had 27. And what an event is if it's not necessarily just you stopping breathing, but it's actually you're either having mask leaks, that can make your events go up, because the mask is, whenever it leaks, you have to adjust it, and it reads as if you've taken the mask off. Or either, the machine has stopped, or it's weird to explain. But anyway, so events can be that, or your events can be you stop breathing, or your events could be you're shallow breathing or mouth breathing. I already knew what the problem was. When I called the doctor or the clinician, the respiratory therapist, I told her, I said, I mouth breathe. I said, that's the reason why I'm on a CPAP to begin with, because when you snore, you cannot snore I guess you can snore with your mouth closed, but for the most part, your mouth is wide open if you're snoring. So therefore, I already knew I mouth breathe because I wake up and my mouth is open, so she's like, she was like, I'll talk to the doctor and have him to write you a prescription for what they call a chin strap. And so the chin strap is just a strap that goes around the top of your CPAP thing, the part that fits on the back, and then it goes up under your chin and it holds your mouth closed while you're sleeping so that the air that you're getting is just coming through your mask. And so I said, okay. So she's like, it should arrive between Friday and Monday of next week, which should have been this week. Okay, it didn't arrive Monday, but I needed to call her back anyway because I had just gotten my new mask, which is a mouth mask, but it fits just over the top, underneath the nostrils, over the mouth, and then you can wear your glasses with the mask, that FI30 I was telling you about, or F30i, and I love this mask. I absolutely love it. Okay, so anyway, I needed to let her know how much I love that mask and everything, and that I won't be, playing around ordering anymore because that was the one I knew that I needed. So anyway, my numbers have read better. So it turns out the respiratory therapist decided, along with the doctor, that they needed to up my pressures. And they felt that that would keep my mouth closed, because if you open your mouth while the pressure is coming through the mask, you're going to automatically close it because it's too much pressure hitting against your throat and all that. So I said, okay. And so she was like, well, call me back and let me know how that goes. So I told her I would call her back midweek. Well, actually, I didn't, because I wanted to give it a few days, because I could tell with the higher pressure that I was doing better and I was scoring higher each night when I get my report. But then I noticed by Thursday, my event numbers started going up a little bit. Not bad, but they went up, because I've been scoring anywhere between 93 and 95 all week. Well, today I scored 93, but it showed that I had 37 events. And I know what it was, because I woke up, my mouth was dry. So that's letting me know that I've been sleeping with my mouth open still. And which is what I had told her anyway. I was like, her rising the pressure isn't going to make me sleep with my mouth closed. I was like, you're saying that it will because of the pressure. And so I'm not allowing them to turn that pressure up anymore. Because number one, I'm waking up bloated with air in my stomach. And you all know that I have the ostomy. Well, guess what? I wake up and my bag is about to burst because it's full of air. So I'm like, because I've never had any problems with that overnight, or anything. So anyway, so I'm calling her first thing Monday, and I'm going to let them know, just order the chin strap. My insurance pays for it. If not, I'll just make one, or I can order one myself. I looked at the cost of them. Shoot, they're only $10. So, but I hate to do that without them, approving it, or so to speak, because I told her, well, can I just put some tape over my mouth and then that'll keep it closed? And she was like, well, I wouldn't advise you to do that, so it could be a reason behind it. So we'll see what the reason is. So that's where I'm at on the CPAP. But because I didn't tell the story, I didn't want to leave y'all with the cliffhanger of the CPAP story. So that's where I'm at. So last night, was bad, and I noticed I took a nap on yesterday, which is something I hadn't done since I started on CPAP. So that lets me know something's not right with it, because of that. I shouldn't be still sleepy or tired through the day, but I did take a nap yesterday. Then I'm not sleeping at night. I was up until 7 this morning. But then, I had the CPAP on while I was up. I just watched TV. I'm still catching up with the Olympics. And then I've been watching the new Olympic called Team USA TV channel on Roku. So if I'm not watching the Olympics, I'm watching the repeat Olympics on Team USA TV. And then there's an Antiques Roadshow station on Roku too that I watch. So I just laid up there and just watched TV because I wasn't sleepy at all. So I just laid there until I did get sleepy, which was at 7 this morning. And then I was back up at 11 because, I had slept well, but still, although I scored a 93 I scored 93 last night for those hours slept, which was 4 hours. And I haven't had a nap today. I felt well rested. I felt energized. So I know that the therapy worked, but it did show that I had 37 events. So I don't know if these events are contributed to me and the mouth breathing, or if it's something to do with the machine itself. So I'll be calling on Monday. Okay, and the other thing is I got my pole beans out. These are the new ones. And I'm going to take the advice of Georgia Peach Nut. Gail, once again, you had mentioned about how you can just stick a bean right in the plant that you have. If it starts to look like it's starting to, die off or whatever, guess what? Remember, my grow zone, since this, because I heard Jen, I'm in the middle of watching your video, and I heard you say it was still like 90, high 80s and 90s in Georgia. So I am in your zone. So I'm gonna name my greenhouse the Georgia greenhouse, because you all see what my temperatures are in my greenhouse. So I should be flowing right along with you guys, and you are in zones. Somebody tell me, what zone is Georgia? Is it 8, 7, or is it 9? Let me know, so I'll know what zone my greenhouse is in. Although my zone outside is zone 6. So now, whatever the greenhouse zone is, that's the zone I'm in, and it's still summertime. So with that being said, I'm going to stick these seeds right into that green bean plant and just let it, and you see 55 days maturity, which will be November. And so I'm going to just stick it in there and let the green beans germinate and grow from there, instead of starting them in my seed starting tray, like I did the greens and stuff. And so anyway, so that's it, because I shouldn't have been on here 16 minutes. This is longer than my the last video. I'm sorry about that, you guys. But anyway, I just wanted to fill you in on the story and what's happening. I'm cooking now. I ended up cleaning out my fridge again. I had to throw away all that stuff from last week, the leftovers and stuff. So I got that done. Took out 2 bags of garbage after I cleaned out the fridge, washed it down again. I'm cooking dinner. I've decided to bake some chicken. I'm doing French tarragon, rosemary, and thyme chicken. And their thighs. I don't like breasts, so I like the dark meat. So that's in the oven now. That'll be done at about 8:30ish, and that's for tomorrow. And then I'm going to, with my harvest from today, I'm gonna get the eggplant cut up and frozen, and then also I'm gonna get those peppers cut up. So that's what I'll be doing tonight, and then I will finish my Afghan or my weighted blanket, and then I'll be heading off to bed. I'm quite sure, since I only had 4 hours sleep, I'll probably get to sleep tonight, and I'll probably sleep a full 8 hours. So I will talk to you guys later, and may God bless you all. Oh, and I did get that I did get the basil transplanted. I put 3 of those plants in with the big one. Yep. And I did go back into the greenhouse, and Spab is dead. That's what I said. Do. Okay, you guys. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.